welcome back to my channel. Might hear a motorcycle outside my window, excuse me. But we are back for season 13, episode 4 of Married at First Sight. Lifetime, you did a little repeating of some things from last week, so I don't want to really get into what I want to talk about with the couples all over again, because they had that that wedding night to be continued when it clicked back on again. So I really don't want to be redundant with that. But before I get started, please hit like, definitely comment, because ladies, I want us to get into some good conversation about relationships, marriage, what we see with these couples, and get into a dialogue, because maybe some things we see with these couples we've experienced or see within ourselves. So I want a little feedback, and definitely hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, so every time I put a new video up, you won't miss it. Okay, I appreciate you, queens. Share, let your friends know, your ladies groups, and maybe some of your friends in different organizations, and let's get in here and have them join us and share some of this content and really dialogue with one another. That's what I really want, to learn from one another and get that give and take. Okay, appreciate you. Now we are going to get in. I'm just hopping with Meryl. Meryl, I really want to say her name right. I don't know why. Pronouncing it wrong, but I think is Mirla. I think it's Mirla. Miller and Gil. They really shared something deep, and that was the death of their fathers, which I thought was something really intimate. And it's funny how they both died tragically, and they was able to really, I think, connect with each other over that. Unfortunately, Gil's dad, when he was young, I think 14, was shot. The bullets that went off hit his dad, and he was the one to go to the hospital with his father, and he was pronounced dead when he got there. So that's something really tragic, to see your father dying, or and dying in this violent way, and then being the one to get the news. I don't know where the rest of the family was, but for a young teen to go through this is really tragic. So I'm hoping that Gil went through some therapy over this, because that was really violent. And Mirla, of course, she was tired. I get it. Personally, I wish she, after he shared and he wanted to hear from her, that she would have just, stuck it out and shared her experience when, at the same time. But no, she was like, I'm not feeling it. But I get it. You were beat, long day. But that morning, she right away after wanted to share what happened with her. And I believe it was her stepsister and husband. Family remarried, some issues going on with that, and that particular sibling, they set the dad up. He came over to the house, and they stabbed him multiple times, which was crazy to have that done. And this is still fairly new. These wounds are, she's talking 6 years. I think 2015 this happened, so that wasn't too long ago. So to be able to understand the loss of a parent, and both of your fathers, when dads mean a lot to their children, and to lose them in such tragic ways, they that was something that I'm sure they appreciate, they can understand. What I didn't like, now come on, Mirla, don't be so uptight. Your new husband, really nice man, wanted to rub your feet. You shot the man down and went to sleep. I think a nice massage, back rub, foot rub. You was probably stunting in those Manola Blahniks or some Jimmy Choos, because you know how you do. What your feet probably was dying for, a nice foot rub, but you probably thought in the back of your mind it might have led to something else. It's not always got to be like that, sis. Relax. I would have definitely got that foot massage, and it really would have knocked me out. You probably would have been some cuts of wood, what they say, when you snoring. But yeah, you would have really been out. But hey, okay, you wasn't ready for it. But you see that man you married to? You find like that. He sure would have been rubbing these dogs that night for real. But anyway, yeah. So now, fast forward to the friends conversation. I like how, they really have the friends and family talking early on, because there was a time on Married at First Sight when they used to do it way at the end. I thought it was too far down before decision day when they used to talk to friends and family. Now I like how they doing it early on, even before the honeymoon. So that's great. You get some more insight as you're going on in this marriage. So she met with his people, and I got my little trusted notes, and they basically told him, use what you see is what you get. Gil is a very genuine person. He's very passionate about what he believes in. We heard early on how he's really into the community. He's a fireman, so he has a passionate life-saving work, and that almost goes back to the character of Gil. I think seeing that when he was young, not being able to save his dad from something so violent, not to be, able to probably rescue him to not being shot, that put him in a place where he's now in a position where his career is rescuing other people, saving people from, fires and tragic situations, to be able to be heroic. It almost connects back to that childhood and not being able to be that hero for his dad, and having his dad pass away like that. So now he can go and help to give back and save others. So I think that Gil is a very beautiful person when it comes to the heart and his character, and really that I see that connection and what he does now. So his family, his friends mentioned that, and basically they said, don't say, to get him upset, don't say one thing and do another. And I can understand that. Let your actions speak for itself. People can talk all day and not do anything to back it up, and I guess he wants you to be a person of your word, make your word bond, and I'm not mad at that, Gil. So I can see that. Now, so overall, that's the majority of what they shared about Gil. I think he's more into the character and heart of a person, instead of anything superficial. Unlike old girl, her what she said with them is that she's moody. She throws a tantrum when she doesn't get her way. You'll know by her attitude. She'll tell you what she doesn't like, but Miller, you can be very abrasive. So having those tantrums and being extra spoiled like that, I hope you would check in the long run. But that's basically what she said to the friends, and I can be that way, and it is what it is. Okay, Mirla. Now when Gil went to go see her friends, now this is one thing that I like about men, and I wish I had older brothers and cousins that really would fight and have my back in this way. I think it's very important for women, regardless of whether you're young or older, to have those male family members that will have your back and let a man know, don't play no games. And as long as you not coming crazy, at my sister or my cousin or what have you, everything will be okay. And that's basically what her brother said. Her friend was there. That's how they felt. They let them know the type of person that Mila is, but don't upset her. Don't hurt her. Don't cross. Be the man that you saying you are here to be. Be stand up, and you won't have no problems with me. That's basically what bro said. The thing with Gil is he's not one to care about money. Money doesn't move him. Yeah, he's not motivated by that. But one of the things that Mirla said is that money motivates her, when they had that conversation with one another. And I'm like, that can't be it. And when you talking, that's one of the things we learn. Those who are in affiliate marketing know there's different types of people that you deal with in business. You have the sharks, who are all about that money. You have those who are the whales, who are about helping. And that's Gil. I think that's a little Miller too, based on the work she does. That's definitely Gil. He's one to help and serve. Chill with the noise out there. Oh, then you have the dolphins, who are all about fun and a good time. I think that's a little of Gil as well, and probably Merla too. And then you have those who are what am I missing? The urchins, who are all about information. They're the information seekers. They want the details as to what's going on. So when they was talking, I saw that. I saw her as the shark. She definitely is about that money, and a lot of people in business, that drives them. Money is what makes you go, want to go higher. And that's what her. She was like, she always trying to think of, how can I make more money? But that's not with Gil. He probably, wants things that are more enriching, more about the person and not the money, because you can lose money. And what you're going to do, crawl up and die, have a fit, no longer live, want to, throw in the towel because you may have lost that job, business fell through, you got to start all over, whatever the case may be. You have to be an individual who doesn't think money is everything, but look at that person and what they bring to the table. They're loving, they're caring, regardless of what you're going through. They'll be there for you, because you can have money, but you can't, it's not gonna make you warm at night. You can't crawl up with money. Money can't make love to you. Money can't, nurse a wound. If you're dying in a hospital, who's gonna be by your bedside? A stack of $100 bills? You have to want more than that, and that's where they differ. So I really hope Merla will come around and see more of value than just a dollar bill. Now we have fast forward, and now they're at the hotel. They're at the resort, and Miller is hating on this place. Now I understand it's COVID. The last 2 seasons they have been dealing with the pandemic. Well, really the last 3 seasons they've been dealing with the pandemic, and these two, season 12 and 13, they kept it in the States. Last season it was in Vegas. Now they're in Florida. They're in, I think, the Florida Keys, staying at the Intercontinental. Now, I have a travel business. I'm a travel consultant, and I would not have my client go to anything less than a 4-star. And I definitely love not just the food and the experience. You want the beautiful property. You just want elegance. I love luxury. I love for my clientele to have luxury. And I wasn't that great. I would like to be on my balcony. Come on, this is a TV show. I'm sure you got a budget, Lifetime. You could have upped your game on the resort. But I can get Maryland on. But make the best of it. This is a TV show. All this is free. You're not spending your money. So just try not to complain too much. I mean, that pool she already said was whack, because she said the one at her house is even bigger than that. I'm feeling you, girl. You want that experience, especially on your honeymoon. You want the best. So that's why I can get it. I get it. At the same time, girl, it's free. So I just don't want this kind of complaining to go throughout her marriage about every little thing. She's always dissatisfied, doesn't make the best out of it, doesn't, just work to try to compliment each other and make things better if it's something you don't like. Because, she has a certain taste, and I see if you don't go to her taste and her standards, she's going to throw a fit. I don't see the kind of man that Gil is being able to tolerate that all the time. So I hope she's not giving this brother a hard time, sis, all the time. Like, work with him. There's a reason you two, I see the good in you two, and I'm hoping that you make it through. I really, really am. Now, didn't plan on taking so much time up with them. Now, Brett and Ryan, I was really hoping more so Brett would work more with Ryan and, bring things out of him to make him happier and better out of that dark side. But I'm still not seeing it in Ryan. One of the things I can tell you, his eyes are so dark to me. It's so blank. He seems so soulless. It's like I'm getting serial killer vibes. I'm not, here to judge. I don't judge anybody, but, I'm telling you how I feel. He has no substance. And when they had, number one, he totally was ready to throw her away because she was nervous of flying. She had issues with flying. Just a lot of people don't like flying. A lot of people don't like being on a ship. So as your partner, just relax them, console them, let them know everything will be okay, babe. Sometimes we're safer up here in the air than we are on the ground. But he basically said at the commentary, if he was the way she carried on, if they was just dating, they wouldn't be dating no more. He would not be going out with her again. And so you so quick to throw people away when things don't go your way. Now you got someone with a little more substance that can think, that can carry on a conversation, but Ryan doesn't know how to do that. He, like his friend said, when Brett was talking to the friends, he's not used to anyone with substance. She pretty on the arm, pretty in the face, not much going on upstairs. You're here but lights out, and so he can deal with that. You a woman like that is not going to elevate you, not going to help you be a better man when you want someone so shallow that just looks good. So I don't see him going too far. I think he's gonna be picky. I think he's gonna constantly judge her. He's gonna go back to those old ways. She's gonna bore with him real easy. He's gonna be bored with her, and I'm not too optimistic with them anymore. I'm really not. When your parents, when you're sitting down to breakfast with the family, and they say, "What do you want to know about our daughter?" and you say nothing, Ryan doesn't care to know about any woman, not even his own wife. He's so superficial. How you not want to know about your wife? Come on now. So yeah, that can be a reason why Ryan was a serial dater, for the simple fact that he's so surface level. And Ryan, you have to really get deeper with people. Maybe not getting deeper with others will cause you not to really go deep with yourself. We avoid that from other people that we don't want to see in ourselves. But don't be shallow. There's no growth in that when just staying at the surface. Dig a little deeper within you and want that for other people. Talk. Your parents, I mean, I'm sure in the back of their mind, they like, this man doesn't want to know about our daughter. How did she grow up? What sets her off? What are some of the things that, I need to know about her to maybe understand some things she may have went through in life. Show some concern for the woman that you're married. This is not some chick that you just used to go out with. So that really bothered me. So I really don't see that expounding, but I hope you pick up on that, Brett. I really do. The friends were telling him, you gotta barter him. You know what I'm saying? He's an introvert, so you gotta pull him out of his shell. That's if he wants to get out of his shell. If he feels that there is something more to get out of him. Maybe he feels it's not so much him, it's her, it's the other people. This cycle of serial dating and it not working, sometimes you got to look at yourself. So maybe she'll have the patience to do it. I'm not so sure. We shall see in another couple weeks. It should be getting really juicy more with these couples. Now, Zack and Michaela, they're adorable. We see like I said last week, there's some things to come with them, but I'm so hopeful. With one of the things that was really moving was the whole part at the wedding, and I don't think that was mentioned last week. I know they deal with the wedding, or I just didn't mention it. But when the dad came to Michaela, because DJ announced it, which I think is so inconsiderate. I don't know why they didn't know it ahead of time. Her father passed, but knowing my dad was here when I first was married. Now, second time around, I'm divorced now, but I was to ever remarry again and find my lifetime partner and king, love of my life, it would really hurt me that dad's not there. Dad's not there to see me get it right this time. But that part was really emotional. And I like how you know, Zack asked if she was okay because, you know, he wanted to be there to lend that support. Zack, I believe, has that heart like that. And so I hope she appreciates that side of him. And really, you know, they really give each other a chance. That was so moving. That was so nice of his dad to do that for her. And I saw that the sisters appreciated that as well. So I just wanted to mention that because that was so touching. Yeah, that father daughter dance, you really want dad to be there. Now, one of the things now, fast forward, of course they had a nice night. He said he'd die happy if every night was like that. So you know what happened between them two. Got a little steamy. I saw that was happening. Didn't on the first night, but that second night, oh, it popped off. And they were both happy. That chemistry is no doubt there, so they don't have to worry about that part. They have that physical connection, which is great because you definitely need that in a marriage. One of the things that was really, I wrote it down. When Zack asks, do you lose interest quickly? I'm wondering if that's his anxiety and nervousness to know, like, will she tire with me fast? Because that may have happened to him in the past. Relationships not lasting longer than 9 months, they got bored with him. I don't know if it was necessarily on his part, but that's why I asked. I put a note. Was that for him or for her? Do you bore easily, Zach? Or do other people get bored with you easily? And I think that red flagged for him, so he wanted to know for her. She really, I believe she said she didn't. So she's really there for the long haul. I think something has to really, you know, be horrible for her to pull out. I don't think she gives up that easy on relationships. Her sisters spoke with her, and I love that loving relationship with her sisters. I love how I think they gave great advice. One of the sisters mentioned when he said, "What should I know about her?" Because of course he sounds amazing. You know, he's really, they pleased with him. He's saying all the right things. And I like the question that he asked. And one of the things that they said was, one of the sisters, when she's excited about something, when she's passionate, you know, be excited with her. And that's really, I think, really important. So I've heard relationships where, you know, for men and women, where they were involved in something, whether it was a new business, whether it was going back to school, whether it was they got a big, you know, promotion on their job, and their significant other or husband or wife is not, they don't support them. They go about their daily lives and they don't get involved in the other person's life. And I think that's so important, to be your spouse's biggest cheerleader, even if it's something that you think is not the best idea. You know, when you're married to that person, they need you as their backbone. They need you to support them. So be there with them, even if you think it's a little crazy right now. I'll be like, you know, I'm not so sure, boo, but we're going to give it a shot. Or congratulations, I'm so happy for you. I know you can do it. Go out there. You know, you have the skills. You have, you know, I know you're going to go out there and be successful. Cheer them on. When they're happy, it's a downer when your husband is not there to support you, or your wife is not there to support what you enjoy and what you're a part of. Be a part of it with them. Marriage is a partnership. It's like a business in love. You know, your friend, your lover, your confidant, you know, all of that. So be involved in their lives. So I think that was really, really special. When she's passionate about something, be passionate with her. That was great advice. Zack, let me see what else I wrote. Oh, another thing was, one of the other sisters said, we've been her protectors. We've been there to have her back. And we just want to be confident that now we can turn that over to you. Because I'm sure that's what their father would have did. So now they're taking dad's place. So we turn that over to you. Just have our sisters back. Be there to protect her. Be her rock. Because I'm sure they have their own families. They have their lives. And as their little sister, they wanted to, you know, make sure that she was good. And now that's weight off their shoulders, knowing that they can be confident to have somebody to take that over for them. I'm sure they're not going to totally give it up, but I'm sure that they will be happy to know they can, worry a little less about little sis. Let me see what I put with Zack. When she was talking with Zack's family, she said he's very genuine and honest. That's what she told the parents. That's what she liked about him. The brother asked if she noticed that he was spoiled, and mom was like, particular. you know, um, and I saw something in that. A lot of times with moms and their sons, especially their younger sons, they tend to coddle them. No woman is good enough for them. Brother was just like, he's spoiled because he probably see mom probably spoils him. And that's why maybe he feel he don't have to put sometimes 100% into something, or is not going deeper in relationships in the past. I personally don't know. I'm not trying to be their psychologist or know anything about these people personally, but a lot of times I can tell that he emotional. And I think, I don't know if in the past videos I had mentioned that I think I had mentioned when he was waiting and he was kept crying and crying. He wanted to be accepted, and mom was like, "Oh, my baby," and she's holding him and rubbing his back when he was upset in the hallway, because I think she's done that in the past. She's always coddled him when he fell. She was always there to scoop him up instead of letting him, you'll be all right. Get back up. You don't always have to baby your boys for every little thing. And she was there to right away say, "Oh, he's not spoiled. He's just particular on what he wants and who he does." And that may be the case, mom, but I see that rescue of her with him. She was like, "I go by actions. I'm not, she's not going to be I get so blown away by what Michaela's saying, because women tend to in the past, girls probably said they do a lot for his son, and, "Oh, your son this, that, and the other," and it didn't work out. And so whether it was Zach's fault or the woman, I think mom is leaning more towards those women in his past, because she was quick to say, I'm not going, really, basically, she's not going by what she's saying right now. We'll see in the long run how this gonna play out. So mama just like wait and see. So mom, let him deal. I hope she's not one to always just blame Michaela, and realize if Zach is wrong in something in the marriage, let him be accountable for his actions as well, mom. So I hope that won't be the case. But yeah, they really hard to impress. That's one of the things, the parents are hard to impress. Zach found another reason that they were matched. Oh, I put they did the do. Yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah, they did the do. So he said that's another reason why they was matched. Yeah, that physical chemistry popped off. Okay, now Bo and Johnny. I am so optimistic about them, and I am starting to believe that Bo was longing for Johnny for a while. I think she had a major crush longer than we anticipated. And when she saw this man, I think she was so blown away that someone that she really liked is now her husband. Because to save a text message, and I'm just going to get right to it, a text message for what, almost 10 years, I think, that when they were in college or whatever. I don't know how much after that they were in contact, but it was years that you still have a text message from a conversation they had, and she felt he ghosted her. They were supposed to go to a museum or something like that. He didn't respond. I don't think he purposely tried to hurt her. Maybe he didn't see too much. It's something that fell through the cracks, because they weren't like dating or anything. I think it was a very nonchalant type, one of them spur of the moment things, and it really meant a lot to her, evidently, but he didn't too much think of it. And they had each other's numbers still after all these years on their phone. I thought that was so cute. He said after a year he don't keep messages. I get that. Yeah, Johnny, like, who does that for all these years? But the thing is, he had her number still. he didn't erase her number. So it's funny how them two still didn't make it, but they came into each other's lives. So I think that was like so cool. I think they have a great chemistry. I think she's a little more uptight. You know, affection isn't her thing and never was. She doesn't have that love language. But she even mentioned and said that, you know, I think he's taking down those walls, you know, quicker than she thinks. You know, because of who he is and how he's handling her walls are starting to come down. The chemistry between the two when they were talking, I'm so shocked, and I put that down. I'm surprised she felt comfortable enough to even talk about sex. And she said, oh, I don't believe, you know, he's bringing up sex right now this soon after they got married. But it's one of those things you still want to know, especially you laying there in bed. You want to know, you know, if you're doing certain things right to make your partner comfortable. And she talked about it. And, you know, he told her, he basically just straight up missionary, nothing getting too fancy, nothing going to the rear, nothing, no bondage. I'm just, you know, I put that thing where that thing's supposed to go, basically. I ain't into no freaky deaky. So she was like, that's cool. That's cool with her. They so cute because they talk about it timid, but it comes off real sweet and innocent. Like, but yeah. And she said, and I think he was happy about this, based on how you kissed me, I know it shows me what kind of lover you're gonna be. Well, Bo, let me tell you, sister, I am 100% with you on that. Kissing is everything to me. With a man, you learn so much about their level of passion and connection in that kiss, and it can tell you certain things. No, sloppy, wet kisser, about to take your face off or whatever. You know, I think that they, you know, it might show that you sloppy and inconsiderate in real life. It's just you know, all about self-pleasure, nothing about the other person. You're rushing, you know. No, you want it slow, you want it tender, you want it passionate. It speaks volumes. So when Bo said that, I was like, whoa, wait. I know what you talking about, sister. I know what you talking about. So she was like, yeah, Bo, based on that case, Johnny, we gonna be all right. Yeah. Okay, now fast forward. They're with the families. Let me see. Bo is with Johnny's mom and aunt, and you know, talking about how things are going. They really like her. You know, the aunt was like, you could call me auntie. You know, that was really nice. You know, I know that's things different cultures tend to do. I watch a lot of Nigerian movies, and I know a lot of the women say, yes, auntie. You know, when even with the servants, they call, you know, the lady they work for auntie. You know, that's a big thing I know in Nigerian cultures, and you know, I assume it's Asian cultures now as well, and I think Latino culture. So you tend to, you know, pay that patronage and homage to those relatives, and so they give you that honor to call auntie. So it made her feel really comfortable, and you know, they're really excited. They talked about the children. Yeah, they want to have children now. This particular thing with I think there was his auntie. Oh, he'll be a, you know, like a Mr. Mom, like he'll be home, dad, with the children. Johnny sitting there at the house with the children. No, I looked at Bo's face like I was so flabbergasted by that. I'm like, I did not see that coming. I'm like, auntie, no, no, no. If anything, Bo's gonna be home for a while if she chooses to, and Johnny gonna be out there working. Ain't no Mr. Mom. I don't know where that came from. But other than that, I think the conversation went great on both sides. I don't think anything crazy stood out when it came to Johnny speaking to the relatives. I don't have anything written with that. Yeah, so that really went good with the family. and those conversations. So that's one of the things that stuck out with me. Now, when they came back together, he talked about his dad, which Johnny really needs to deal with the issues with his dad. I don't think this is something that he ever seek therapy on, and I think he really needs to, because you know, getting the approval of dad is something I think that's still bothering him since he was a young child. He was still heartbroken over it. He cried, as we saw in the beginning, and it's something he needs to work through. I don't know if he'll ever accept her and how he went about getting a wife, and if he doesn't, you got to be okay with that, Johnny. You got to be okay with that, and I'm hoping he does. But I thought it was so loving, so warm, and she hugged him, and Johnny, I'm like, you know how to be affectionate, Bo. She hugged him. She took his hands. That was so special. And that's why I know she can be tender and she can be affectionate, and let him know that I'm going to win dad over. I'm going to, talk Vietnamese, cook, let him, wear Vietnamese, garments. She's going to let him see that he made a good choice, and she's going to work to win him over for her. And I think that was so happy. That meant a lot to Johnny, because he really wants dad to come around, and I hope before the season is over that that'll happen for Johnny's sake. But if it doesn't, Johnny, it's okay. Live your life, be happy, prove to him you made the right decision, and eventually he may come around. Even if he doesn't, you make it for you, and I think eventually he will. So just be patient with that. But I just want you to understand that if he doesn't, it's all right. You're not a horrible person because dad wasn't supportive or he wasn't a great father. So I just want Johnny to know that. Now, fast forward, they get ready to go. They honeymooning. She realizes, he said, she's kind of like me. I have a checklist for doing things. I think she said she's me 2.0 or 4.0 or whatever, because listen, she has an Excel spreadsheet when it comes to organizing. Look, I like to have my things organized too. You don't want your head in a clutter, because when you have this organization, it shows how your mind is. She's a level thinker. She likes things in a certain order. So when she goes on vacation, she does a spreadsheet. This day I'm going to have these outfits. And it really helps her she don't have to waste a lot of time. She can pull up what top, what pants, or swimsuit, or whatever she's going to have. Listen, that's her way of doing things. That's her way of doing things. And I don't think it's going to be a big issue, because like Johnny said, he's the same way. So that's not nothing bad. I still am very optimistic about these two. And when it comes to the affection from her, I really think that's going to work out. That's going to work out. Now, last but not least, I think I went over everyone, right? Rachel and Jose. Okay, they're very affectionate. I don't think that's gonna be a problem. They love the kissy. Jose, he loves that. She has no problem with it. Sometimes there's certain things about Rachel makes me want to go right along with Jose. I mean, something up there. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not so sure. I'm just gonna leave those thoughts to the back burner and see if they come to light soon. But some of those I did peek on this episode, because I don't know, her way of thinking sometimes it's a little, not up to par, and I'll tell you what I mean in a minute. But they're going through the brushing of the teeth now. Jose brushing somebody else's teeth that you just met. There's too much control, Jose. That's just a little too much control. That's nasty. Get out of her mouth. She can brush her own teeth. Y'all doing y'all little dual sync thing. That's really cute. But chill, okay? Just chill. And let her wash her own teeth. You don't need to have that much control. Now, fast forward to the conversations. This really irks me. I don't know what's up with this sister. And then mom too. Like, say something nice about this woman. Say something nice, because y'all always throwing her under the bus. You had crazy words to say when, at the altar. Said things there that I didn't think was copacetic. No, you shouldn't have said those things. Now you're going to say, oh, she's dirty. Or what you see her car, she's not very clean, not a good housekeeper. I guess because she got so much else going on, she don't really, you don't say that. You could have left that part out. Come on, sis. I'm like, why you gotta so negative? So that really irked me. That irked me to say, okay, let her say that to him. You don't have to put out all these negative things. Then you talk about the finances. She ain't good with that. That's gonna rub him the wrong way. So I'm like, you don't scare this man. Like, this woman is crazy. Then you talking about mental notes. When she talks, she'll go off. So, make sure she's annoys easily. I think she has kept so much in the past and been so hurt in past relationships that when she finally said something, she'd go off the deep end. You would snap. I know when I was younger, I was like that. I kept a lot of things in. Some things I didn't even speak on it at all. If I was hurt about something, I kept it to myself. If somebody didn't treat me right, I kept it to myself. Now, as I get older, I don't hold it in anymore. You learn to let things go because, number one, that's stressful. But I don't know how much she's gonna explode. I don't know how crazy she can get. We shall see. But a lot of times that just comes in from the pressure of holding in. But she's learned that. She says she speaks her minds now. She doesn't really hold in as much. The family said that she takes a mental note. She may not say mental note, but I do that. I will not maybe say something right away, even though sometimes I'll just say what I feel. But then there comes times, there's a time for everything. Sometimes you just have to, that's not the place. So I said I'll make a mental note, but I'm going to speak on it another time because it needs to be addressed. And I don't want to necessarily hold that in because that's something I think I need to say, but just not now. So I can get her on that. Yeah. So mom said she can, just be sweet and gentle with her. I think they know she's been through enough in her past that, she handle her with care and just know how to, and that's for anybody, properly handle people because everyone isn't the same. You don't talk to people and communicate with the same technique all the time for everybody. I learned that, from when I was younger till I'm older, everybody can't handle maybe, a really sharp, firm way of saying stuff. Sometimes it used to be no tact, handle things with a little more passion, a little more understanding. And I had to learn that. Sometimes people have to learn. You can't do everybody the same way. It's just proper handling the people. And everybody sometimes is not the same. You don't handle them the same way. So, I think he understood that. Rachel tends to say, this is too good to be true. What are we going to argue about? Don't wait. I think she's sitting at the end of her seat. She's really happy about how things are flowing. In the back of her mind, she was like, when is it going to go wrong? That's happened before. We tend to sometimes self-sabotage because we see if something reminds us of someone in the past, it's like, boom, we'll wind up messing up because I'm not going to go there no more. We thinking about that pain. I'm not going to go back to that no more. And that may not necessarily be the case. So don't expect the worst because the worst will happen. So just wait, Rachel, and I hope she just, plays it by ear as it goes because nothing's not going to be perfect. And if you argue about something, it's the way you argue. You're going to have disagreements. It's just handling the disagreements and communicating about it properly. But it will happen. Don't look for something to happen, Rachel. So I wanted to make that. Let me see. Now, one of the things Jose was talking about with her is, how he prepared himself. And he sacrificed for years to prepare for the day that he was married. I think that's very honorable. I'm not mad at Jose for getting his life in order, for getting himself out of debt, going to school, getting properties, maintaining himself, watching his spending. I think a lot of people don't do that enough. Don't beat up anybody because their finances are not like yours. If I go and get me a $30 pair of shoes, Don't beat me up and say that wasn't in the budget for this month, or I can't get the groceries I got was just a little too why did you get that time and you could have got some detergent that was cheap. Don't get anal to that point. But to keep things organized, especially when she's not a saver and she's not good maybe handling finances, it's great to have someone that does. I just don't want him to be anal about it. But I'm not mad. He prepared for his queen, so when she steps in, she don't have those headaches. She may have her own debt and her own stuff. If my husband, future husband, laid out everything for me, I got the home and all that, I just step in and be that queen and take care of him and nurture and take care of the home and all, and cook or whatever, and make it his heaven, make his home his heaven from that stressful world. I would love to do that. He's been taking care of all the finances this long on his own. I don't think he'll have a problem doing it on his own then. If I'm working, then now you know what? I can take care of eliminating my debt and all the stuff because you did yours. And when we come together, I'll be able to handle what I need to handle and work on taking care of my debt, put in what we need to, like for vacation, different things we want to do for the home together. I don't have an issue with 2 separate personal accounts for personal things, and then that joint account for household matters. I don't think Jose will have a problem taking care of all the household things. He just wants to help her get rid of debt, and that's something that she can work on and contribute from what she's bringing to the household financially. So they can work that out. It takes good communication and dialogue, but I really commend him for really preparing for his queen not to have no problems. And we good when it comes to that, because finances, more than infidelity, will lead you to divorce court. And I said this before. So he has them in a good foundation. And now she just got to get her stuff together financially. So I love that part. I really do. Yeah, so now they getting ready to go to Florida Keys. And listen, now this is the crazy part I'm talking about with Rachel. Like sometimes some things she said that's a little off. Now you just met this man. This man is trying to think safe with the condoms in the luggage. And you gonna tell him, no, take that out. You can't make babies like that. Girl, number one, we still dealing with a pandemic. Okay, this man made out, we still got the big C running around out there. I'm sure the show takes care of STDs and check people out for all these things prior, but you don't know him. You don't know how this will go. You need to get through these 8 weeks and not worry nothing no time soon about no babies. On the honeymoon, you thinking about like going raw? Are you serious? Like, you do not know him. Don't think about the babies right now. Chill on that. So I think she was a little off. That's crazy to me to even think that way. This man is thinking sensibly. If I was Jose, I'd have threw them condoms right back in that luggage and be like, no, we're not gonna rush this, boo. We're not gonna rush that. Rachel, no, that wasn't thinking smart, boo. Not smart at all. Chill. No baby. Okay, so I think that sums up our couples. I'm sure they're going to have a little, we're going to see, it's going to get crazy in the Florida Keys next week. We're going to see what pops off while they are in their little honeymoon phase. That may show more, but in the next 2 weeks when they move in, that's when we really going to start seeing things popping off in the personalities of these people. When you start trying to make a home together and you in a living space, well, that's how you really going to know what's going on. So, Bo and Johnny, I'm really seeing them make it. Brett and Ryan, no, not so much. Michaela and Zack, I'm hoping things really stay the course with you guys. We saw some crazy highlights, but I hope those are just a few moments. But you guys see it through. I really love you, brother and sister. Come on, bro. Sis, hang in there. Excuse me, I'm choking. No, it's not. You know what? Just a little tickle. Then we have Gil and Michaela. I am praying. Come on, sis. Bruh is good. Yeah, he's a good man, and I know you're a good woman. Just work it out. You know, it's gonna be a financial issue with you, but work it out. Yeah, I think you can make it. And then last but not least, who am I forgetting? Who am I forgetting? Is that everybody? I said Bo and Johnny, right? Mila and Gil, Michaela and Zack, Brett and Ryan. Yeah, am I forgetting someone? It feels like I'm forgetting someone. Yeah, Rachel and Jose. Rachel and Jose. Some idiosyncrasies, I'm sure you're gonna have to get through, but that's like any marriage. So I'm little half and half with you two. So come on, make it happen. I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be hopeful with you two. So definitely, okay, leave some comments, leave some feedback. I want to hear from you, queens. Thank you. Until next week, remember, continue being authentically you. Live the life you deserve, because you are absolutely amazing. Till next time, peace.